I'm Swati. I'm a postdoctoral researcher at IIT Madras, and I work on heritage structures. I know you all must be tired after a long day attending full of sessions, and it's being the last session. But I want to tell you that it will not be very brainstorming or high technical, but it will be cool and interesting. But it will be new to most of you at least, because heritage structures is a new area of research in India, not outside, but in India. And we started this about 8 years before, starting a center at IIT Madras. It's called National Center for Safety of Heritage Structures. We take up heritage conservation projects from India as well as foreign. And we know that there are not much experts in India to consider, and we wish many people come up into this area. So just relax and go listen. Any doubt, you can get back to me. I hope it will be interesting. No doubt, we are all very sure about India's huge wealth of cultural heritage. India must be one of the richest, diverse cultural heritage possessing country. We have, because of our diversity in religions, we have different kinds of construction. Because of the diversity in the different rulers we had in the past, we had again very diverse construction styles, materials, methods, and technology. But the problem is it's not documented anywhere. Nobody knows to repeat that again, right? Mostly we have masonry structures, either of stones or bricks. Stones, again, in India, most commonly we see granite, sandstone, marble, redstone, etc. In South India, we mostly are having granite. Bricks can be of varying sizes. When we go to heritage structures, we'll see very huge bricks, like 1 meter size, half-meter size length and all. They come from Chola period, Sangam period, etc. We don't know how they made it or how we can replace that with similar bricks. There are so many issues going on in this field. And I want to tell you that this is an interdisciplinary area. It's not, that's why I said it will be different for most of you, because you have been hearing about concrete all the time. And this is, we cannot approach heritage structures as if we go and approach an RC structure. We have to take care of the heritage value of the monument. We cannot alter the aesthetic at any cost. Conservation team is involved, architectures are involved, humanities department is involved, tourism, economy, so many things are linked up. And from 8 years of experience, I feel like we civil engineers can really contribute the most among all the other sectors. So most of the structures in India, we have almost 3,800 structures conserved by or under the protection of national organization, Archaeological Survey of India. You must have heard of ASI. It also includes 38 edifices, UNESCO identified edifices. We have UNESCO heritage sites, right? Like Mahabalipuram, Hampi. But the sad thing is, when we have 3,800 monuments protected under ASI, even we have thousands protected under state governments, Hindu religious organizations, and many small Devastam boards, many things like that. But there are many thousands left unprotected or left even undocumented. It's not in any list. We find it only when they are very badly dilapidated. So most of the structures, the protected as well as the unprotected, are on the verge of damage, or some are already damaged and repaired, and then they are again damaged. Coming to their conservation, the ideologies are very different. In Western countries, they go with minimal intervention. They do have proper research background in their about those constructions. They knew how did they construct that and what they are going to do, but unfortunately, we don't know that. So India's indigenous traditions idolize the opposite. They go for minimal intervention. That is, once they touch their hand in the structure, they don't want to do that in again another 50 years. They'll do it like that. But in India, we go for a reactive approach. What's a reactive approach? When we find a problem, we'll just come with some solution. We are not thinking about cause of the problem. We are just trying to solve that immediately. What do we do here? In most structures, if you can remember some of the structures, heritage structures you have been seen repaired in the recent past, you could see that they are using cement plaster over brick masonry, which is not only ruining the aesthetics of the structure, but also it's creating extra stresses over the structure, right? The ancient masonries are weak, they'll not be able to manage this